I was finding it increasingly difficult to write and play guitar and just do generally everyday tasks. It was pretty terrifying. I was told the worst case scenario, I could be paralysed from the neck down. Within 12 hours, my life turned pretty much upside down. In that moment, you don't even think about the band. There was no guarantee I'd be able to walk again, let alone play the guitar.
We've got a history of making some really cool records. We've got the eyeball vinyl that we did with Flying Vinyl. We've got a heart-shaped one that we did with Kareen. Got another heart-shaped one that we did with Hello Today. And all of our vinyl is known because we make cool stuff. And I thought, like, with this record, how could we make it even more interesting or more iconic or more rare? I read online that Jack White was doing this thing where you could, like, press stuff into the vinyl. And so I did some research. Well, at first I was thinking blood, because that would make it so rare that it would be like a part of us, like a part of our thing. And then I guess the idea just evolved from there to be blood, sweat and tears. I think everyone thought I was insane when I first suggested it. I think everyone's gradually getting used to the idea of a lot of things I suggest being pretty out there. Today we are taking our blood, sweat and tears to press into the vinyl. Hey guys, what do you have to say about it?
Can't wait.
Can't wait. Really excited.
Like getting blood from a stone.
Got here is our blood kit, some vials for the blood with brilliantly coded W and D titles. I think those are the needles. Oh dear Lord, what are we doing? Here's our slightly more technical kit that we're using for the tears. What's happening today?
We are having our blood extracted.
Feel scared?
I don't know how I'm going to cry.
Have you ever
sweat.
cried before? What made you last cry?
Cutting onions up for a bolognese.
Oh fucking hell. I'm gonna cry.
Marley and me and the pursuit of happiness.
Hey Chris, excited?
I'm all fresh, ready to go.
You freshened your breath?
Yes.
Come on. I looked it up online, and to get blood taken by a professional costs $2,000, so that was out the window. We were discussing like other options of ideas, and it turns out we have some family friends that were doctors and trained phlebotomists. So it turns out if you're a trained phlebotomist, you can just order the materials to do it, and like anyone, they can just do it anywhere.
How feeling is?
Mine was like rapid. Tommy's was like tar. Thanks to these family friends, who we shall not name in case they get in trouble, we just bought all of the equipment and then did it around Chris's house.
And dress rehearsal, go, right, faint.
It's alright, mate.
Alright.
No, shit.
Whoa, is he alright? Is he alright?
Stop, someone call someone.
Chris, you right?
You're looking a bit white there.
Chris?
Someone, quick.
Chris?
Get him up.
You idiot.
Oh yeah, Chris didn't actually faint then. He was just pretending to be dramatic at the sight of a needle.
Yes.
The sweat on the tears actually were harder. We decided to do working out and then try and scoop the tears into a vial, but there was just loads of skin that went into it, using onions to try and make us cry, and then watched a sad film. I don't even know if I could cry at that, which is weird because I cry at anything. I cry all the time, but I've never thought that I could cry on command. Peekaboo! Same side! Oh no, this one!
Get excited, this is good.
You reckon?
Oh, it's on your hair.
Releasing an album during lockdown was so hard to navigate, as you can imagine. We couldn't play shows and get FaceTime with the fans, so to combat this we planned to do a gig in a studio and live stream it. However, a few days before the shoot, I remember I called a meeting with the band because something wasn't right.
It was in January that Chris called me to say that he didn't think that we could do this live stream that we'd planned because he wasn't sure if he could play guitar. Oh my god, it's been a fucking hard year. I got a call yesterday from Chris saying that we weren't sure if he was going to be able to play the live stream. He's lost a bit of his mobility in his body. We don't know why. We don't know if he's going to be able to use his hands for the promo tour. And we don't know if he's going to be able to play guitar again.
I'd had back pain for about 4 to 5 years before this point. For about 2 to 3 weeks building up to the live stream, my legs and arms started to go gradually numb. I was finding it increasingly difficult to write and play guitar and just do generally everyday tasks. It was pretty terrifying. I went to the doctors for an MRI scan and they told me to go to A&E immediately for emergency surgery. Turns out I had herniated a disc in my neck which was compressing my spinal cord and causing the numbness. Within 12 hours my life turned pretty much upside down. I was rushed off in an ambulance and told not to stand up in case I aggravated my spinal cord. I was told the worst case scenario, I could be paralysed from the neck down, which was obviously utterly terrifying. In that moment you don't even think about the band. There was no guarantee I'd be able to walk again, let alone play the guitar.
Tonight we have a live stream with everyone in the Bad Black Honey Club and I just don't know if I can do it.
Thankfully the surgery went to plan and I was in hospital for the following 3 weeks for recovery. Then once I got home, the album basically came out immediately, which was so surreal because it felt another world away to me right at that point. The band were amazing, they did everything they possibly could to make it easy for me. The third day out of hospital, we had 3,000 vinyls we had to sign, so they got them shipped to my house and everyone came round, and it was the first time I'd seen them in about a month because I was in hospital. We all just sat on my kitchen table and signed all the records. It was quite a strange memory.
Today we are signing records. This is the done pile, this is the to-do pile, there's the empty boxes, and this is the also to-do pile. How's it going, guys?
Really good. Great. Fucking losing my mind.
What does that one say?
That one says igloo.
What does that one say?
That one says veggie.
And that one there is a dog upside down.
We didn't actually know if Chris could use his hands or not. His hand was working on the day that we did the signing. He's on like loads of medicine. He was pretty high for like the first month coming out. How many records have we done?
Like 400.
Got in touch the sides.
When do we have a beer? The week the album came out just felt really terrifying and nerve-wracking. I think people always talk about how great it is and how exciting it is that your album's out, but for me I put a lot of pressure on myself and I find it like overwhelming. My entire worth in that week feels like it's surrounding this thing that I've made. Whether the album's out or not, it doesn't change the album, it just changes people's perception of you, and that's something that you have to get used to with putting stuff in the internet.
We put so much work into it and it's, gone through so much in the build-up to have it out, and seeing everyone's response has been incredible. And yeah, just can't wait to get back out there on the road, get back to doing what we love doing the most.
I've got good news and bad news. Black Honey, and that's what happened. The good news is you're number fucking 7 in the chart.
Fuck off! Fuck off! No way!
Oh my god!
Yesterday was a big day. So well done.
Oh my god! Fucking hell! No. Yes!
Oh my god, that is fucking insane.
Amazing.
Oh my god!
You're also number 1 in the indie chart.
Oh my god!
We got top 10 record.
Seeing Chris play guitar for the first time was crazy. We had just found out that our album had got a #1 independent and #7 in the UK charts, and we decided to have a secret illegal gathering of 6 of us in my mum's conservatory. I just remember, like, it was very innocent. Like, we had pizza and beers, and bottles of Prosecco and champagne kept arriving in the post, and bunches of flowers. Chris played Wish You Were Here, and we all tried to sing along, and being together again with your friends, having achieved so much after everything that we'd been through, was bigger than anything I can really put words to. Then the shows start to pick up a gear. We play the O2 with Liam Gallagher.
Then it was quite fitting that the first show we did back was actually an NHS appreciation show at the O2 Arena supporting Liam Gallagher, which was, I mean, mad in itself.
The biggest room that we've ever played.
We're so lucky to have a national health system like we do in this country. Being on stage again it's unreal. Considering I didn't even think I might not be able to walk again. To be on stage doing what I love, playing guitar with my best friends, it's great.
Straight off the back of that, we're touring with the Libertines on a couple of dates. Then we're with Idols at the Eden Project, backlit by this jungle of trees and stuff, and it just feels like everything that I could have ever dreamed it to have been after putting out a record felt so good. Autumn comes around and we finally get to do our headline tour. It still feels like someone's going to cancel us at any point. This morning we are in Brighton. We played the Brighton show last night and I lost my voice in soundcheck. It's the most embarrassing thing in the world. We had some super fans coming in, one little girl that was 8 years old, and I just basically performed an entire soundcheck with me crying down a microphone. So fucking stressful. Then I went back to the hotel, slept for a few hours. The guys thankfully covered everything. Got back and my voice came back, like literally kind of as I went on stage. Did like an hour of steaming before we went on. We got up early this morning and we just did a BIM induction where we like did a meet and greet with students. Now we're driving to Norwich. The fear of COVID is really intense because if one person on the tour gets COVID, the whole tour could potentially be fucked. Like, I don't know how you're supposed to keep someone COVID safe from each other when you're all breathing the same air inside a van. The headline tour was amazing. We finished at the Heaven show, and the Heaven show was amazing. We're back off tour and I was at my friend Will's house writing some songs when I just get an influx of messages from some people that I don't know. Gav is such a ray of sunshine. He's always got like this happy, perky face on, and he's been running our Facebook group since before it really became the BBHC. It was weird because Gavin messaged me all week and he said that he couldn't come to the Heaven show, which for me was really weird because he came to every single show without fail, and he was at the Brighton show, which was the first day of the tour. So somewhere between the Brighton show and the Heaven show at the end of tour, Gav had gotten sick. He said that he wasn't feeling great, he had COVID and was bedbound. This was kind of sad because we sent him like a little message being like, thank you for being here, Gav. We love you! Despite not being there, he still organised from his bedside a get-together for the BBHC so we could all celebrate these McDonald's Monopoly treats that I'd been saving up and collecting across the whole tour. So we sent Gav this video and he messages saying thank you so much, he feels so special, he wish he could have been there. 2 days later he makes a joke saying I'm not feeling great, got a bit more of a waistline now instead of a coastline, which is always like one of his usual like quips and puns. This is like 3 days after that. I'm writing songs with Will and everyone's messaging me saying that he's gone. I want people to remember him for his big smile, his photography, his passion for his work, and most of all for the impact that he had on the people around him.